the night that stopped the world. The arena lights dimmed, and the sound of thousands of fans chanting filled the massive Run Seokjin EP tour stage. It wasn't just another BTS-related concert. It was Jin's final performance, the emotional closing chapter of his solo era, and perhaps the most anticipated moment of the year for armies across the globe. But then, in one breathtaking instant, the crowd erupted. A single spotlight fell on a figure walking slowly toward the stage center. It was Kim Taehyung, dressed in an elegant black velvet suit that shimmered under the pale gold lighting. The crowd's roar turned into tears, screams, and gasps all at once. When the intro to Love Me Again began, fans immediately recognized it, the haunting track from his Layover album that had cemented Taehyung's reputation as one of the most soulful vocalists in K-pop. This wasn't on the concert's official setlist. It was a surprise appearance, a gift from Taehyung to Jin, to the fans, and maybe to himself. The stage glowed red and gold, the LED screens behind him swirling with desert lights and the faint outline of the Love Me Again music video. Every note, every breath, every look in his eyes spoke volumes. This wasn't just a song, it was a message. And within minutes, social media exploded with the same caption repeated endlessly. 1 minute ago, Taehyung just appeared at Jin's concert. This is not a drill. The reunion that melted millions. The energy inside the Run Seokjin arena that night felt like a tidal wave of nostalgia and pride. Fans had waited years to see Taehyung and Jin on the same stage again, after years of solar schedules, mandatory service, and individual careers that had taken them around the world. When the final notes of Love Me Again echoed, Jin walked out from backstage, wearing his signature silver jacket and holding a mic. The crowd gasped. Taehyung turned, smiled, and bowed deeply. The two hugged long and tight, and it was as if the universe had paused just to watch. "Hurong, I couldn't miss your last show," Taehyung said softly into the mic, his voice cracking with emotion. Jin laughed, wiping his eyes. "You never change, V." The audience erupted into cheers and sobs. Even Jin's backup band looked emotional. That short exchange between brothers, leader and maknae, soldier and artist, carried more emotion than 1,000 songs. Fans online would later describe it as the most beautiful BTS moment since their hiatus. Love Me Again, the song that defines him. There's something ethereal about Love Me Again. When it was first released in 2023, it was a song about longing and self-discovery, a moody, vintage R&B piece that showcased Taehyung's baritone in a way few songs could. But this performance? It was different. As he sang, the visuals displayed fragments of the desert MV mixed with new footage shot exclusively for this tour. The blending of past and present symbolized something deeper. Taehyung wasn't just performing a song, he was rewriting a memory. The live band amplified every heartbeat of the song. A live saxophone replaced the original synth bridge, giving it a jazzy undertone that made the moment feel even more alive. The audience was completely still, phones raised, recording a piece of history. Later, when the official fan cam dropped online, it hit 7.8 million views in under 3 hours. Fans commented things like, "It felt like he was singing directly to Jin and ARMY. His voice sounds even deeper, even more real than ever before." The fan cam that broke the internet. No one expected the fan cam to blow up like it did. Within minutes of being uploaded, the clip titled Taehyung Love Me Again Full Fan Cam, Ron Seokjin EP Tour 2025 trended #1 worldwide. The hashtag Taehyung at Jin's concert flooded Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. In the video, fans could see every tiny detail, the flicker in his eyes, the trembling mic in his hand, the moment he looked up and smiled faintly toward Jin. It wasn't about choreography or high notes. It was pure raw emotion. Fans who attended the concert described it as an out-of-body experience. One said, "I've been to dozens of concerts, but when Taehyung sang, I forgot to breathe. It felt sacred." The fan cam became more than just a clip. It became a cultural moment. Within 24 hours, YouTube and X were flooded with reaction videos, edits, and fan tributes. Even Western media outlets began covering it, calling it a performance of the ages. Jin's goodbye and Taehyung's gift. When Jin took the stage again, he said something that made fans cry all over again. Taehyung came not as a guest, but as a brother. Thank you for always loving us, even when we walk different roads. Taehyung replied quietly, "This song was for you, Hurong. You were the first to believe in me when I doubted myself." The crowd's chant of Kim Seokjin, Kim Taehyung echoed through the arena for several minutes. The two shared another hug, and Jin whispered something that fans caught faintly through the mic. "Let's meet again, all seven." That sentence alone sent shockwaves across fandoms. The dream of a BTS reunion suddenly felt closer. The internet reacts. Within hours, every corner of the internet was buzzing. Fans began sharing the fan cam under captions like "legendary," "unreal," and "a once-in-a-lifetime performance." YouTube comments ranged from emotional to philosophical. "He's not just singing, he's healing." "I can't explain it. Taehyung's voice feels like time stopped." Media outlets from Billboard to Rolling Stone Korea covered the story. HYBE's official channel even released a 4K replay with the caption, "For those who couldn't witness it live, this is Taehyung's message." The symbolism behind the stage. Many fans noticed the intricate symbolism hidden throughout the performance. The red lighting, representing love and loss. The desert backdrop, representing isolation and reflection. And the final golden shimmer, representing rebirth and unity. Some fans even theorized that Taehyung's performance was his way of connecting the layover era with something new, a transition into his next musical chapter. The emotion in his voice wasn't just for Jin, it was for the future. Music critics later described the performance as artistic storytelling on stage. Global headlines and records. By morning, Taehyung had broken yet another record. Most viewed solo fan cam in 24 hours in K-pop history. Over 19 million views, surpassing every previous live performance clip. The keyword, "Love Me Again Run Sekjin EP Tour," trended in over 60 countries, including the US, Japan, Brazil, and Indonesia. Even Jin posted on weverse, "Thank you, Taehyung. You made this night unforgettable." Taehyung responded simply, "Always, Hyung." Fans called it the most BTS-like moment ever. Pure, unspoken love. The emotional aftermath. The day after the concert, fans flooded Seoul's HYBE building with flower tributes, banners, and handwritten letters addressed to both Jin and Taehyung. Many wrote, "Thank you for reminding us what BTS means." Armies around the world organized streaming events, replaying "Love Me Again" to celebrate the emotional moment. Within 48 hours, the song climbed back into Spotify's global top 50 2 years after release. Music analysts called it the Taehyung effect. Whenever he performs, the world listens again. The legacy continues. As the lights of Run Sekjin Arena faded, one thing was certain. The night wasn't just Jin's farewell, but a reminder of the unbreakable bond that ties BTS and their fans together. Taehyung's voice still echoed in the minds of millions, deep, soft, yet filled with strength. It reminded everyone why his artistry transcends time and language. That one song, performed in honor of a brother, became a universal moment of love and memory. The fan cam remains online, immortalized by millions of hearts. And though Jin's tour ended, Taehyung's song whispered something that will never fade. Love me again, and again, and again. The world reacts, from Seoul to Hollywood. As clips of the performance continued to dominate timelines, celebrities, musicians, and fashion icons joined the chorus of admiration. R&B legend Anderson .Paak reposted the fan cam on Instagram stories with the caption, "This man's tone is unreal. Taehyung, you're a whole vibe." Luxury brand Celine, where Taehyung is a global ambassador, also posted a still image of his performance on their official account, writing, "Elegance and motion. Taehyung at the Run Sekjin EP Tour."
Western media outlets including Rolling Stone, Variety, and NME published features describing the night as a symbol of artistic brotherhood and proof that emotion is the most powerful stage effect, while Korean outlets praised Taehyung's stage presence as magnetic, while Jin was celebrated for his humility and emotional strength. Together, they created a performance that transcended fandoms. Even casual viewers who weren't ARMYs found themselves captivated. Fans from across the world held online Love Me Again streaming parties, turning the moment into a 48-hour marathon of love, art, and tears. By the end of the week, the fan cam had surpassed 40 million views, making it the most replayed live performance of the year. Even BTS members joined in. Jungkook commented on Weverse, "That's my Hyung's beautiful." Jimin reposted the fan cam on his Instagram story with a simple "Ingersoa." And RM, he wrote a single line that broke hearts everywhere. "Different paths, same sky." The promise of tomorrow. In the days that followed, Taehyung stayed silent. No interviews, no long posts, just one message on Weverse. "I hope you felt something real." That sentence alone became the essence of the entire moment. Fans printed it on banners, shirts, and fan art across the world. Something real became the emotional motto for ARMYs who had followed BTS through every era, proof that sincerity never fades. Industry analysts began to speculate that Taehyung's emotional performance might signal his next musical chapter. Rumors circulated that he was preparing a new solo project inspired by jazz and soul, blending his signature tone with deeper emotional storytelling. Meanwhile, Jin hinted in interviews that Taehyung has something special planned, sending fans into full speculation mode. Could this be the start of a new collaboration? Or maybe the quiet prelude to something even greater, a BTS 7-member reunion? Regardless of what's next, one thing remains certain. The performance at the Run Seokjen EP Tour 2025 will be remembered as a defining cultural moment, not just because of fame or numbers, but because of the raw honesty shared between two brothers who built their dreams together. As the final line of Love Me Again echoes, "Tell me you love me again," it no longer feels like a lyric, it feels like a promise. Between Taehyung, Jin, and millions of hearts who will keep loving them again and again.
Machiavelli. Bitches come and go, bro, but you know I stay.